Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm going to share with you my December monthly manis. Let me go ahead and start with what I'm wearing on my nails. I'm wearing Polish for Days Midnight Marble. This is really pretty. I did do 3 thin coats and I feel like it's not quite as rich as it is in the bottle. So next time I wear this, I think I'll wear undies with this. And wow, this is really deja vu because I just recorded my November manis and obviously I'm wearing the same polish and I just said the same thing, so this feels funny. But anyways, I do really like this. Okay, so the first mani that I wore China Glaze Paper Chasing as the undies. And then I wore one of my new toppers that I got from Fancy Gloss. This is Under the Mistletoe. And this one does have reflective glitter in it. However, I don't think I took pictures with the reflective properties, but this was really pretty. I really like this. For Black Friday, and then even like the beginning of November, which technically wasn't Black Friday, I did get a lot of new kind of like holiday toppers, and I'm really happy with everything that I got. Okay, then the next mani I wore, I really love this one. I wore Rogue Lacquers Spearmint Forest. This was from last year's holiday advent box, and I really wanted to get to this last year and I just didn't. And I made a point to wear it this year. And this was so beautiful. I think I meant to put this in my yearly favorites and somehow I missed this one, but this was definitely a favorite of the year. Absolutely beautiful. Love this one. Okay, then the next one I wore, this was a really fun and different mani. So Lisa and I did a twin mani. We both had gotten a hold of, during Black Friday, Orly's Deck the Halls, which I've been trying to get this topper. So I have like a hair like right in my eye. I've been trying to get this topper for a while, but it was always sold out on, wherever I would get Orly from. And then even on Orly's website, it was always sold out. And then they had, for Black Friday, they had this in a couple different trio sets. And so I picked this up with another topper that I've also been eyeing, and then a third polish that ended up being a dud. Anyways, I picked up the trio, and she did as well. So we decided to wear this, and then we decided to wear pink undies. My pink undies were Strawberry Swirl, and this together was really fun. I really like the pink undies. It was different, I know pink the last several years has really been in for Christmas, but when I think Christmas, my mind doesn't always go to pink. And so I did really enjoy this. It was really different for me. And then we also both decided to wear Holly Jolly from my brand Never Naked by Jackie. It's just a very dainty red and green reflective topper. And so this together was really fun. I liked this. Festive, but very different. Okay, then I did a twin mani with Amy Sue. We decided to wear Rogue Lacquers Candy Cane Lane, which was also from last year's holiday advent box. I was on the fence about this one, thinking about possibly decluttering it, but I wanted to try to wear it because it pulls very pink. It's like a pinky red, and I like my reds to be red. So I did end up wearing red undies, Ace by KO Polish, and I really liked this. I liked this much better with the red undies. And so I've decided to keep this polish. And going forward, anytime I wear it, I'll just use red undies. And I like that. Okay, then another different and unique mani for me. I wore Femme Fatale's Defiled in Gold as my undies. I got this one from Olga. I don't wear a lot of gold. I love gold toppers, but for like polishes, I don't wear a lot of gold. I do have a small handful of golds. I just don't typically wear them. But I liked this one because it's not like yellow gold. It's more kind of like almost like a brassy gold. And I really liked this one. It was interesting. And then as my topper, I wore my thinned out version of Rogue's Shattered Balls. And this together, I really liked. It was pretty. It was understated and it was different. It wasn't like bam in your face red and green, and so I really liked this one. Okay, then I did another twin with Lisa. We wore my polished ugly sweater from my brand Never Naked by Jackie, and this one is a pinkish crelly, and then it's got red and green glitters. And I liked this one. Again, it was different. The pinkish tint, it was really fun. All right, then I try to wear every December one blue mani for, you know, nod to Hanukkah. So I wore another polish from my brand. This is Midnight Oasis, which is a rich blue jelly. And then as my topper, I wore Different Dimensions Happy Hanukkah, which was very fitting. It's a blue and silver topper. Does it have a little white? Yeah, blue, silver, and then it's got white glitters in there as well. And I really like this. My pictures, this kind of looked washed out. It looked not as rich in the bottle as it is on the nails. I think I just had bad lighting because on the nails, this does build up rich in 3 thin coats. But my pictures were kind of, like I said, they just looked washed out. But in person, this was really pretty. I like this. Okay, then the next mani. I wore 1 coat of China Glaze Holidays, right? Yes, Holiday. 1 thin coat. This is a really nice, perfect Christmas green polish. And then on top, I wore China Glaze Winter Holly. This is a very sparkly, gritty glitter. So I wanted to tone down the grittiness, and I just did 1 coat over 1 coat. And I really like this. This was very sparkly. My pictures don't really do this justice, but this was very pretty and sparkly. This one did eat up a lot of the top coat, so I did have to do 2 thin coats of top coat, or 1 thin coat and then 1 generous coat of top coat. And it still kind of looked dull in my pictures, but out in the sun, this just sparkled and it was really pretty, like this. Okay, then I did a twin mani with Barb. We wore another polish from my brand, Merry Grinchmas. And this is just a Grinch green hollow, which I really like this polish. It's different. It's a different shade of green. And then we each wore a topper. I wore Rogue Lacquers Merry Sprinkle Mist, which again was from last year's Advent box. And I really liked this. This was fun. I liked that this is a different shade of green for Christmas. It's not your typical, you know, like holly green. And I really liked this topper. This was really fun. It's just a bunch of shards in red, metallic shards, red, green, white, and silver metallic shards. And this was really fun. I liked it. And that was a twin with Barb. Okay, then I wanted to do something a little different again. The theme this month was trying to do different types of manis, not just your typical green and reds and golds. And one thing that I said recently in one of my videos where I talked about Christmas toppers, you know, the gold, red, and green. I love, it's just a classic red, green, and gold Christmas topper. However, they tend to get lost over bases that you wear. Like typically your Christmas green and Christmas reds, they get lost over those bases. So I wanted to do something different, and I decided to do a mint base. And this is Believe Beauty's, what is this one called? Beach Wave. Really like this one. This is a really nice mint green. And then I used my thinned out version of Twinkle Lights by China Glaze. And you know what? I liked this. I really liked, there's hair dust flying everywhere and it keeps landing on my nose. I really like the concept of this, but it wasn't my favorite. I really like this. I really like this. Together, I don't think this was the right topper for this. I do have plans next year. I have some other, you know, tacky red, green, and gold toppers that I want to start wearing over different bases, and I'm going to try mint again next year. So I like this. It just wasn't my very favorite. Now, the next one was a very favorite. This one was actually in my yearly favorites video, and this is Peppermint Bark by Nailed It. So this is just a simple white curly with beautiful tiny red flakies, and then the flakies combined kind of look like a soft, subtle shimmer. Now this was a lemming for several years. This polish was a limited edition polish that came out by Nailed It before I ever knew about Nailed It, before they were on my radar. And then once I found out about this polish, I've been trying to get it for the last few years, and because it was a limited edition polish, it's never been on the website. Then this year, on a whim for Black Friday, I was like, let me just check to see what Nailed It has. I hadn't looked at Nailed It for quite a while. I would say probably the better part of a year. I haven't really looked at Nailed It. And lo and behold, it was on the website again for a limited edition for Black Friday, and I snatched it up and I loved it. It's simple, but I just really loved it. I don't know. So pretty. Sorry, there's like so many distractions in this video. I keep having hairs flying everywhere and sorry. But anyways, really, really enjoyed this one. Okay, then the next mani, I love this one too. I had Bluebird Lacquers Rock of Sages, which I got in May PPU 2022. And I've been telling myself I need to wear this. I meant to wear this last year during Christmas month and I didn't get to it. And I told myself that I have to wear it this year for Christmas month. So I pulled this out and then I used one of my new toppers that I got for Black Friday, Rogue Lacquers Ribbon Candy. Although this technically isn't a topper, it's meant to be built up. It's one of their flaky bombs, but I always wear them as toppers. And this was so beautiful. I loved this. This was like a gorgeous Christmas tree. You had the Christmas tree and then these are just beautiful, bright colored lights or baubles. I just really, really enjoyed this. Okay, then another mani that I didn't love the execution. So I used OPI's DS Indulgence, which I thought would be really pretty for Christmas month because it's got the red and then it's got the gold shimmer. I thought that would be perfect. And I did like this. Then a topper that I recently picked up in December. I didn't get it during Black Friday. I picked it up in December. I tried getting this topper last year and it was sold out and I really wanted it. And then I saw it again on Ray's Festivus rack, which is how I saw it last year. And then I ran to the website to try to see if it was in stock. And this year it was in stock, so I grabbed it. This is Noodles Nail Polish All the Jingle Ladies. So beautiful. Absolutely love it. It's just red, green, and gold. Red, green, and gold is just the epitome of a Christmas topper. Now, kind of like what I said earlier about how when you have, red, green, and golds and you put them over reds, greens, they get lost. So when I did this, it was pretty. I liked it. However, the red completely got lost in this. So I was so excited to wear this and I wore it as soon as it came in the mail, but I just didn't love the combo that I chose. So next year, I'm definitely gonna wear this again. And I think I wanna wear this over like a mint or maybe over like a snowy white, but I definitely want this to be showcased better next year. So I liked the theory. I loved this. I really enjoy this separately, but together, I didn't love it. Okay, another mani that I love the individual polishes, but together I didn't love. So I wore Mooncat Lacquers Haunted Forest. Beautiful. Had a really nice formula, those gorgeous flakies. This is another one from the collection. I think I mentioned in my last video how I just recently tried Mooncat. I overall wasn't impressed with their polishes. A few of them, however, like the flaky bombs, were really beautiful. This one had a really nice formula and I really liked it. Then I decided to top it with one of my toppers that I actually made like 3 years ago. This was intended to be one of my first collections. When I started my brand, I meant to start my brand with a Christmas collection in November, December, but I just couldn't get everything ready for my first collection until February. And then I ended up, my first collection was my pets collection. So I had made this with the intention of this being in one of my first collections, and then it just didn't happen. So and this never ended up in a future collection. I wanted to test this because I wanted to possibly put it in for this year now, Christmas collection. I didn't remember that this was kind of opaque. And so gorgeous on its own, really blingy, sparkly, just a beautiful green glitter topper. But it was a little more opaque than I realized, and it really covered up these gorgeous flakies. So this was very sparkly, and in the sun at angles, you could see these beautiful kind of like magenta glowing flakes peeking through. But overall, this masked the beautiful flakies. So I love them individually. I didn't love them together. When I eventually put this out in a collection, I do think I'm going to reformulate this and make it more sparse, because you guys know I like my toppers to be sparse. So liked it, didn't love it. This kind of got lost, and I do plan to rewear this again and showcase these beautiful flakies better. Okay, then my last mani for Christmas month, not my last mani of the month, but for Christmas, was a hard favorite, you guys. I wore this mani for 4 days. It was on my yearly favorites for the year. Loved this mani. So my base was Very Naughty by Essie. And this one had a really nice formula. Just a rich, beautiful, kind of like burgundy. What's that other word? That other word for red when it's like a rich vampy red. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. I'll remember and I'll pop it on the screen. But really, really beautiful. And then I used my red topper, which I made the same time I made the green topper. Really, really pretty, very, very sparkly. And then on top, I wore KB Shimmer's Candy Cane Crush, which I wear this every single December. It's almost always on my Christmas mani. I think maybe 1 year I didn't use this as my actual Christmas mani, but I did this year, and this, you guys, was so amazing. I loved this. This sparkled, and on top of this rich base was so oxblood. That's the word I'm thinking of. This was like a rich oxblood base. So beautiful. And then this on top was just, it was so pretty. These little sparkles just poked through the red and white, and then with the rich oxblood base, it was just so beautiful. And my pictures do not do this justice, but this was so rich and sparkly, and I just loved this. I did not want to take it off. The only reason I did take it off is, number one, I'd had it on for 4 days already, but I was doing a twin mani with Lisa. So we wore Colors of Carol, Spirit of the Forest. I love this, so beautiful. My first mani to kick off my wintry manis, and I love grays in winter, and this is just so pretty. Colors of Carol has really beautiful flaky formulas, and those glowing flakes on top of the soft gray base, loved it. Okay, then I did something a little different. I wasn't sure how I was going to like this combo, but I did end up liking it. Surprisingly, it was interesting and unique. I wore Light Slacker Aliana, which I've got all the light lacquers that I own, I've gotten from TJ Maxx. I've never purchased from her website. Really nice, interesting, kind of like a moussey brown, I guess you would say. Really interesting undertones. And then for the topper, I wore one of my new fancy gloss toppers, Ice Queen. And I liked this. This was pretty. I liked the brown and the blue together, and then the icy kind of like silver shards. I did really enjoy this. It was different, and I liked it. I think maybe this was just a little bit opaque for my preference. I don't really say that about Fancy Gloss. All of their flaky toppers, perfect formulas. Some of their glitter toppers, I have thinned them out, not because they're thick, but because they're too opaque. I kind of wish I had thinned this one out, made it a little bit more sparse. However, I still really like this. And I don't know that I'll necessarily end up thinning this out, but I kind of wish I had. All right, and then the last mani of the month and of the year, I did a twin mani with Lisa. We each wore Morgan Taylor's New York State of Mind. Yes, New York State of Mind. Now this was a lemming for quite a while. I kept trying to get a hold of this on all the websites, like the wholesale websites that sell Morgan Taylor, and it was always out of stock. And then I finally found it, I think maybe on Trans Design. And then I told Lisa, I asked Lisa if she wanted to twin with this, possibly for New Year's Eve, because I thought this would be a really beautiful New Year's Eve mani. And I really liked this. I did use undies because this is a gritty glitter and I don't like to build up glitters on their own. So I used one coat of black by Restored by Polish. It's just their matte black, one coat. And then I did one coat of this on top. I liked this. This was sparkly. I don't know. I don't know. I think I just wanted this for so long, and then I finally got it, and it was kind of like, okay, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite mani of the year. I wasn't blown away by it, but I did like it. I do like, it's interesting. It's black, and then it's got little silver and little blue glitters, which is interesting and unique. So liked it, didn't love it. All right, you guys, that was all the manis that I wore in December. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.